Retouch. No, retouch. It's so dark. Oh no, I'm gonna have to fix this new phone. Good morning to the one that came in. Just give me a few seconds. I'm gonna speak on something briefly about men, and particularly to me, the men of my color, pretty much. But this is gonna be a brief live, not long at all. Thanks for coming in. I hope you stay in with me, stay tuned in with me, please, if you can, because this is going to be a very important message, especially for men. You know, I looked on this internet and I was looking at some stuff, and I said that's a grand explanation of why some men are in a position that they're in. Their role models are fraudulent beings. Not only they're fraudulent beings, their role models don't have much. Whether they've had the money in the past, and or whatever, they fumbled the bag, and so they're still trying to carry on this legacy and look like as if they got so much going on. When in doubt, the streets and drugs have actually, took their livelihood, and you can tell. It shows. There is no doubt. I'm gonna say this, like I said the other day. You can tell somebody who truly still got that bag, and you could tell somebody who ain't got that bag. And it ain't about having fancy clothes, fancy houses, fancy cars. You gonna see the type of time and what they're doing in their spare time, and you will know, because a lot of people with that bag, they're not gonna tarry around with a bunch of foolishness, and they're really not gonna have a bunch of time for a lot of foolishness. But I see why a lot of people are in the position that they are in, and y'all got to excuse me because it's dark. I'm gonna have to see what's up with this, because I got a new phone, so I'm gonna have to see what's up with doing my camera better. But yes, I mean, your role models. There is no way me as a woman can have a broke role model, or somebody that appears to still be indulging in hard drugs, or in or type of drugs, because you cannot promote and teach me anything. In particular, if I see how you living now, the eating healthy. Yes, you can teach me that, but there is no way you can teach me how to come up out of poverty and get up out. Some people just have the gift of gab. Y'all make sure y'all sub and like me up, please. I would appreciate your subs. They are it's gratitude. It's just showing the narrator appreciation, and I will appreciate that. But y'all gotta stop following these people that have had a past, that they done this, they done that. Cause you can look at them and tell that they don't have the life that they used to be. You can look at somebody and tell they're still on hard drugs. And that explains why a lot of people, men in particular, you living in your conditions and you've actually become content. How are you donating and indulging your livelihood and your lifestyle and so committed, as if some of these people are your father or your daddy or your spiritual father, when their life ain't even all the way right? And then you got a bunch of these people that's continuously bringing kids in the world, and you're under impoverishment. You're in impoverishment your own self. See, that was a golden rule with me. You don't keep bringing these babies in. This for a male or a female, and your life ain't after the second child, you got to know, hey, I gotta stop right here. I ain't got the money, the bag to keep going with it. But it explains a lot why a lot of these young men are older, really mid-age, 50s, late 40s, early 50s. Look at who they follow. And they truly act like that's their daddy, that's their father figure, that's their spiritual father. which is a fraud. Having the gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? It's so many people got the gift of gab and trick so many people out of their minds, out of their money, and it leads them straight to where they got, and which is nowhere. A road down to nowhere. Gonna lead you down some crosswords and having you to figure out what you can do later on. But now I see what's going on, and then a lot of people are overprotective of they papa too, over their little social media papa. And a lot of times them folks they be in them folks chat, them folks don't even acknowledge them. Yeah, y'all sub and please like me up. But some of you all are following some fraudulent people with the gift of gab. They're still on hardcore drugs. They're not doing much with their own life. And again, when you know somebody's got that bad, that doesn't mean they got all these fancy cars, homes, jewelry, clothes, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I can have $100,000 in my pocket and I put on a tank top and some tights and maybe a bracelet because I'm a woman. So you're going to have on something nice on you. But money, you know what I'm saying? Y'all following these people, all this because they worship in certain ways or practicing what they're practicing. You all have no mind setting. You don't have your own mind. A bunch of y'all are really some followers. So therefore, of course, you don't have a woman. What woman wants to be in your presence? Instead, a lot of y'all get her, I ain't got no woman. I don't want one. We know why you don't want one. Because a woman, a real, true woman, is going to require more. And you don't want that responsibility. You don't want that weight on your back because you're afraid and you know you can't take on that adulthood. A lot of you men, I mean, I'm talking about some grown men. I ain't talking about no men in their 20s and 30s. I'm talking about some well-seasoned men that has been through life. They're following fraud, broke, crackhead people. Yes, they are. Yes, you are. I mean, I knew it from the jump because I knew it from the jump because, for one thing, when somebody negative, they called themselves a positive being, but they laughed at something about a woman being in a negative way. So they let me know right then and there, this person can't be serious about the positiveness and the goodness of life and helping people. I don't care what somebody done put on this screen to show out or to keep donations going or to keep things going. You just have the gift of gab. And the gift of gab ain't really too catchy for me. Really, the only way you can really get me is when babies and kids are involved. Now, I will do some things if I like what that person is saying, or if I'm hearing, if I indulge in them. But that gift of gab stuff, that's one of the oldest tricks in the book. It's just they know how to talk. Their speech is better. And their speech gonna be good because that's how they live. So you gotta juice it up and make it right. That's how they living. Some of these folks, if they lose this YouTube, they'll never make another dollar. Like they had to go back to work physically. So this is their livelihood. So you got to make it right. If you don't make it juicy right, then I hear people, I'm going to get ready and leave it live if y'all don't do such and such. If y'all don't do, man, look, man, I wrote, boy, y'all, I mean, men, it just, men following these, that's my spiritual, he got this, that. I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And it is just an explanation or why some are living the way they live, why they are content in the status and not trying to come out of what their circumstances are in life. Now, let me say this to people. I ain't talking nobody that's sick or disabled, and I'm talking about the true disabled and the sick. I'm not taunting them because anybody can become disabled, sick, and or whatever. I'm talking about these are well-seasoned men. And I'm strictly on the men because I see so many of y'all. That's why you don't have no woman. You really want you got to want a woman unless you some of the other kind of way, which is fine with me. I don't care. But we know why you don't want a woman in your presence. You can't. You're not strong enough to contain one. That's why. You know what I'm saying? You can't hold it down. The woman is going to be the strength. Of course, most of us, the woman is the strength of the relationship anyway, but you can't hold it down. Look at what you're doing on this internet. It's insane. It's insane. And if I had a man that was on these social media sites and one getting paid, and I'm talking about getting paid right. I ain't talking about you getting this little $40, $50, $60 checks. I'd be pissed. I'd be so mad. But see, I know Cupcake know she ain't gonna deal with no dude like that, no way. Or unless he's promoting a healthy way of living. Now I'd be cool with that, teaching you how to, grow your food and stuff, because that's gonna help us in the long run. We need to learn some stuff like that. But for a man to just be constantly getting on this internet morning, noon, night, just bull crapping on her so they can get $50, $60 sometime that month, if it come, if YouTube or whoever, Facebook, decide to pay them. Heck no. you your means of living, your mind is not where I'm at. You're not trying to do what I'm trying to do. So enough of this baloney, faloney, malarkey. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of bunch of malarkey going on. But yeah, I see you. I see some of y'all little spiritual and your little role models with the gift of gab, and it's trash. It's absolutely, it's just trash. And that's why you're living the way you're living. And when I say you're, I mean multiple people. I'm not talking about one or two people in particular, but I see what's going on. You're not following the right people. Go find some people with that bag. Go find some people. Look at Steve Harvey. I'd rather for somebody to watch Steve Harvey or somebody. Steve Harvey gonna keep his set going. You know what I'm saying? I even watched the man that was with Trump, the man from Africa. He don't look like he's the status of that he is, but you can tell he just ain't no broke man. What about that other man? That Steve man, whatever these other folks, these millionaire billionaires are. Ain't no way I'm gonna follow a once upon a time person that used to have this going and all that, and now they gotta resort to this internet fully and say all this malarkey and baloney. That ain't helping fulfilling my lifestyle. And that's why a lot of y'all are in the boat that you're in. You're following the wrong people. You're taking up for the wrong people. Your role model, and I'm speaking to you on a man way. I'm a whole female and done peeped it out a long time ago. I knew it was trash and I could never sit there and just watch a whole segment. I'm sitting there watching, and once again, the only reason why I'm really speaking out on it is because I remember something in particular was posted about me, and this person laughed, and I said, this person can't be whom they're saying they are, because there is no way you're gonna laugh at somebody you don't even know and think it's quite funny. Because a lot of things I see, I might not even know that person. I see some stuff, and it's not funny to me. It's not hilarious. It's not being an adult about the situation, and a lot of things. It's some people I don't even like on here. I've seen certain things being said or made about them, but it was so disrespectful that I was like, oh my gosh, did they really say that about this person? And they done been in bed with this person. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care. That's not my business. I'm really speaking on these men. I see why you're in the position you're in. I see who you allow you to lead you. And that's some horrible leading. Heck, I mean, how can you do that to yourself? And that's why you're living like you're living. Then person got nerve to ask for funding and stuff. A whole nother fraudulent thing. See, that's what the gift of gab do. They'll bring other things in other people's situation. When in particular it's really their situation. See, that's why when you get them folks that say add an extra the march of dimes and stuff, y'all know those groups, they don't have to, they don't donate their whole thing to the poor people. You know, them aid crisis that come to people when them hurricanes and stuff come, when all them donations come in, I think they only have to give out 40, 50, 60% of the proceeds. The rest of them folks keep in their pocket. So I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff y'all are watching and promoting, are fraud. And you men are really, y'all, I mean, you men, it's despicable. It's unbelievable. Then you got, I don't need no woman. I want a woman. No, you can't handle a woman. Expect you might can handle one that ain't got good sense, got bird brains. Yeah, you will handle that one because she ain't got right good sense. And she ain't trying to do things that a grown adult responsible woman is gonna do. She's gonna settle for less. And I tell you, yeah, I do this, I do this. Her standards are gonna be low. Her self-esteem is gonna be low because that's what that person is used to. Nobody's never built her up or to expect more. Her expectations and morals and character are low. And I'm telling you something 100 and real. You might not like it. I don't care for the four of you or whoever is watching. I don't care if you like me or not. I'm just saying, it's truth. You got these men on here watching these fraud, broke, crackhead people, and they love to take up for them, which is in their trash. That's why your life is what it is. And again, I'm speaking on multiple of people, not just one or two people. I see what's going on. And it's really disgusting. And to the women, that's why it's so rare to find men of your status and your caliber. That's why you see so many single women and you see pretty women. They're nice looking. They got their own spots, whether it's a townhouse, apartment, it doesn't matter. Or it could be a duplex. Long as she got home and she got a car and she got a cool job she going to. I said cool job, but any job, long as she trying to make her life better. However, and I got all them kids. I mean, for the life of me, if you are impoverished, to me, having all them kids is not cool. Because you know them babies gonna suffer. I'm just gonna give it to you straight raw to the point. KupcaKe gonna get it with you raw. Now I know down here in the South we had Thaddeus Matthews. Thaddeus Matthews had that gift of gab. But one thing about Thaddeus, I miss Thaddeus. And Ricky Floyd, I miss Lord rest Ricky Floyd's soul. I miss Ricky Floyd so much. They would give back to the community though. Them folks bury people, help people behind the scenes, things that people didn't even know about. You know what I'm saying? They truly, they were genuine. They had big hearts and they really helped people. But some of these people, and there is no doubt, they took some of the proceeds or whatever. But we knew where those proceeds were going. They showed it. We saw it. We saw them feeding the community. We saw this. And further up, and for the record, I ain't seen nobody else feed nothing. I don't know nothing about nobody feeding, nobody in Memphis or whatever. I know Thaddeus and Pastor Floyd did what they did. That's what I know. But y'all following these rags, they ain't even got nothing going for themselves. So how they gonna promote and teach you as a man how to live? They don't fully know how to be a full-grown man without doing fraudulent bins, without swindling somebody, or without trying to ask for something. There's nothing wrong with asking for donations. Don't get that sugar honey iced tea twisted. Don't get it twisted. That's a fact. But what I'm saying is, how can you look so highly up on a person that ain't even living better than you, really, in reality? And that's why you remain where you at. It's that Willie Lynch letter. Speak on it. Y'all, since you're on here watching me, you stand a bit steadily. Why don't you go pick up the Willie Lynch letter? It'll teach you everything. That book was wrote way before we were even thought of it, like before our mothers, before our grandparents. You know what I'm saying? That book is still true right today. That Willie Lynch letter. And y'all can show rectify live the Jim Crow laws. Y'all living it real good, you men. You men, I mean, where is your hope? Where did you give up at? Why? How did you get so content to be in a certain status or live a certain type of way? You got nobody to pull you up or to say, hey, we finna get up out of this predicament. I'm not finna go tell you now we can do this together. Now we've been together. and something happen and fall off, yeah, we in this together. But to meet you and say, hey, I'm going to get in this boat with you together like this, the sinking ship. No, 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 no. If I'm already in a sinking ship, there's no need of me joining you in a sunk boat. Yeah, Cupcake said it. There is no way I'm going to promote. I'm going to say, now, what can we do? Let's put our heads together and do something. Let's put our thinking caps on and get something started. Because we don't want to keep living like this. This is unnatural. This is not how I was taught. This is not my morals and values. You know what I'm saying? But y'all not promoting this. I see people in this stuff. Y'all not in this ring or circle, this fight. Y'all not promoting it. Y'all are not promoting. And I'm talking about the men. I ain't even talking about, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not promoting it. Yeah, you sure enough ain't got not a real one if you got one in your circle. Because a real one gonna pull you up by them bootstraps and say, hey, this is not the way we're supposed to carry on, especially if you reach that 40 mark in your life, that 40-year-old mark in your life. Heck no. For a man to be proud, a healthy man to be proud to say, I'm on food stamp and welfare, something's wrong to me. I don't know how anybody else will take it. But to me, a healthy man that's proud, I'm on food stamps and welfare in Section 8, something is wrong. Y'all can think that's okay, but it's something wrong mentally up here to me. I'm just saying, y'all can sub and like me up, sub me up. It just shows appreciation of the narrator. And there's never anything wrong with donations. I'm just talking about the fraudulence of what be circulating. And this a whole big old word. The fraud that I see, and you can spot it a mile away. That's all I'm saying. The fraudulence that I see that be on this internet. And these people act like that's their daddy. To me, you must ain't never had the greatest of a father figure in your life. There's nothing wrong with going outside of your parents. Even if your parents are not here, or if you didn't grow up with your parents, to look outside and find people to follow. But you need to find people that's living what they're speaking on. I'm for real. There is no way Cupcake can follow anybody that's telling me how to do this, how to do that, and I don't see you thriving in it. You ain't even thriving in what you're doing. So how you gonna teach me how to thrive? You can't. It's impossible. Y'all need to stop following these. Y'all got these folks, it's like some kind of cult or something. Y'all got these folks that'll tell y'all anything, say anything, tell y'all anything, been all over in front of you. When I was wiping my nose on camera the other day, I felt some type of, it was so unprofessional, and it wasn't right. But my nose was running because I have allergies and stuff. So my nose is gonna run a bit. If you notice, I'm not sniffing or anything now, because people that say she owns something. You know when somebody owns something, and I've seen quite a few that done sniffed a bit, and you can tell that they was on something, blowing their nose and stuff. But I see so much stuff bending all over, showing their drawers or whatever, just showing stuff, and there's a certain group that's watching you. But people, whatever people do on their platform, that's what they do. I see straight through it all, though. I see straight through anything crooked, crossway, going counterclockwise and everything. I just had to speak on you men because I feel sorry for these women. I feel sorry for this generation, because you really don't have any real man, unless that man been reared right, raised a certain type of way, because you got more men begging than the women. And y'all always say, well, y'all always able to get everything. I'm going to tell you something. Because we are eye candy, and we are always, usually the woman is always the ones that have the kids. And to see a man with his kids or have custody of his kids, you might want to stick and hold on to him. He might be okay. He just might be an okay guy. The man that take time to go through them courts or take control of his child, he pretty much been raised right. He got enough sense to know, My child ain't living in the best of the circumstances, so let me fix and straighten my life up and keep my child. But for the most part, a lot of you men, man, don't no woman of statue want to be around you unless she tricking and gonna pay her way through it. Now you got some women that'll pay out, but it ain't KupcaKe though. It ain't KupcaKe. Now we together, we're gonna take care of each other. You can believe, best believe it. And I had to learn that along the way. I had to have somebody to break it down to me in a relationship. Just because that man doing it for you, he don't necessarily have to do certain things for you. You need to always tell that person thank you. I had to learn that because I was like, shoot, he's supposed to be doing that anyway. No, he don't. No, he don't. It had to be taught to me. But when a woman is used to somebody doing something for them, sometimes you have to be taught. Now to the women that ain't used to men buying them cars and all that other stuff. And and I ain't talking about just one man, I'm speaking on multiple. For me, she gonna trick off and buy love, try to buy it anyway, and try to get this man to stick around. But baby, let me tell you, so after you done bought this dude, he looking at another woman. Or he don't even want you like that because he know what you're trying to do. Sometimes women are trying to buy these men to catch control of, and it works for some men. Buying their love, it works, and sometimes it works for a minimum amount of time. But really, this live was strictly really about you men. Where does a woman, and I ain't talking about me because I'm not searching. Where does a woman of statue where should she go and find a good man? Because a lot of y'all whine and cry worse than the woman. I can't do it. I quit. I can't. Instead of you trying to hold on and be strong a little bit longer, because you got to go home and provide for your family. Jeez, where is your backbone? What was you taught in your household to stand up and stand strong? Y'all whining and crying worse than these women on this internet. I see it. And I'm speaking of multiple men. I ain't talking about just one man. You whining. Something like me up, please. You ain't got to say nothing in my chat. But it's just polite for the narrator. You got to know I'm telling the truth because you're standing in there. Seriously. I don't want you. You ain't got to get in my chat. Don't. It's probably going to embarrass you. You probably don't want nobody to know that you're listening and looking at this. But seriously, and to some of these mothers, the older generation, I'm talking about the ones that's older than me, how did you raise your child? Your son in particular. Then a lot of these mothers, they can't even date. I'm talking about mothers like my age, they can't even date because they got their sons, and a lot of men don't even want to come in their household if they got teen sons and stuff, because they know if they in there arguing or if the mother have had a bit of a row or an argument, their son gonna jump up in defense of his mom. I've known so many men that has died behind it. Stepfathers and stuff done died behind them. Your women upholding their bratty sons. That's my son. Instead of you teaching him how to get out in this world, because y'all, truth or not, in particular you black men, y'all do have it a little harder. I'm learning it too as well. Somebody had to open my eyes to that. Y'all got it a little bit more harder than a black woman, because a attractive black woman, being attractive, it can get you someplace. It can get you some things in life as well. Taking care of yourself as a woman, it can get you somewhere. Before you black men, y'all got to work a little harder. And don't always be so quick. They discriminating on me. They don't like. No, they might not like it. Sometimes go look in that mirror. It might not be a discrimination. Although we all get discriminated against. Racism is alive and well all around the board. We cannot stop that. You know what I'm saying? So chill out with that. That's why you have to take care of your business and take life serious. A lot of y'all ain't even taking your livelihood serious. I can tell you now, because I can tell you how you're living. I can tell you your lifestyle and your circumstances. You're not even taking your life in reality. Real talk. And I'm talking to you men. I'm not even really speaking on the women. I'm gonna get on these women where I might lose some. No, I ain't gonna do that. But I had to get on here about you men. I mean, it's crazy. What have you been taught? You're whining worse than me. I cry a lot and whine worse than me. You're not taking your livelihood for real. That's what's wrong. Then you'll sit around and say, well, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. But you can do that when you by yourself, I guess. And, I don't want no woman. No, a woman of means don't want you. Unless she's sitting around there drinking and smoking that weed or snow or on that boy or that heroin. We going to keep this 100. You know I ain't lying. Now, they will stick around you because they know you're going to get them high or you're going to buy them a bottle. And that's just a temporary, because eventually the money going to run out on that. You going to get tired. They going to, God damn, every time I come around, I got to buy her some cigarettes. I don't even like women smoking cigarettes. I hate for people to smoke around children. I roasted a man so hard one day. I said, you see this baby? It's a baby up here. Why are you lighting a cigarette around this child? That's how old my morals are. Smoking around these kids. Even if my grandbaby of her age, I don't care if they 9 or 10. Why you smoking around them babies for? Give their lungs a chance. And a lot of them got asthma and all that stuff now anyway. They're unhealthy. The food bad, feeding that dang on cheeseburgers and stuff every day anyway. You ain't even, little babies got diabetes and stuff. How a 5-6-year-old got high blood sugar and blood pressure, whatever it is, diabetic, 7 years old, 5, 6, 7 years old, feeding them bad, them noodles and stuff. That stuff's so bad. Now, I do eat them noodles, but like I said, I could never contain them ramen noodles as a kid. I didn't eat them as a kid, but my grandbaby eat them ramen noodles, and I fuss about it all the time. I can't stand them noodles, and I'm finna stop eating them noodles because all that stuff is high in sodium. It's not good for us. It's got that starch, and I don't care if you're skinny, fat, chubby, medium, stocky build, whatever it may be. There are people that are slim with bad heart conditions, high blood pressure, thyroid conditions, pain, headache. So don't let nobody tell you because they're so skinny or slim or they built a certain build that they're all the way 100% just healthy. I'm just saying. Because a lot of people want to body shame and make people feel a type of way about their body. Now, you get yourself together if things are out of whack, or if things are in a certain type of condition. Maintain that condition. But you're gonna accumulate some health problems as you get up, whether it be your knees, you're cramping up, because that food bad. I can tell the texture in some food right now from when I was a kid and such and such. That's why I don't just really eat McDonald's. I can tell that stuff messed up. And when I do eat McDonald's, it be just a little cheeseburger. Even they fries don't even taste the same. It's still, don't get it wrong, it's still good. And that wind is it's still good, but my body can't contain it anymore like I did when I was younger, and I don't need it. Then you will see some swelling, face all fat, but my feet and ankles ain't never swelled in my 48 years of living. That has never swelled on me. To have that type of swelling would be an urgent emergency care for me. You best to believe that something done went down somewhere. I ain't never had no swelling in my feet and ankles ever in my life. And I said what I said, and I meant what I said. If I had, I'll say it. But I ain't never had no swelling in my feet or ankles. Now, I ain't finna tell y'all all my business. That ain't even none of, everything ain't for social media. They'll take that and run with it. Because I got people that'll watch my live that act like they don't. Yes, you do. Even if you brief paraphrase it, whatever, you're gonna go through some segments and see. Cause some people want to know if they're mentioned or if somebody's talking about them. Well, today I'm talking about multiple men. The irresponsibility of you men. A bunch of y'all are very, very immature acting, and you're very irresponsible. What woman want of means would want to be in your circle anyhow? She got to have very low self-esteem, more value. She's not wanting more. Yeah, you get married and get off the line. Cool. It doesn't matter. Because I know I'm telling the truth. Now, if you could get along your days without a companion or whatever, a wife, husband, hey, it is what it is. But I know I'm telling the truth this morning about you men. I mean, I'm seeing too much of it on this media. And I wasn't even in YouTube like this or Facebook. Really, my page was about something else. But and I done got up off of that though. But y'all, whoo, I feel bad for these women. It ain't like, cause some of these men they be like, baby, I'm gonna do something extra, or long out of days these men will come home and say, I'm gonna do some extra time. If he don't own his own business or practice or whatever he got going, I'm gonna do extra patience, or I'm gonna do some extra work today, or to make sure we got this, or make sure we could take a nice trip, or make sure you get the car you want. Where those men at? Make sure you get the bracelet you want. As long as she's making him happy. A woman that's making a man happy will have that man is going to work hard for. See, a lot of y'all whine and cry. I ain't gonna do that for no woman. We know you're not, because you're not used to a good woman. See, some of y'all used to that trash too. A trashy woman. Yeah, they're trashy women too. So you're not gonna go the extra mile for them. You're gonna and see what these women need to realize as well. A man gonna only do what you allow them. If you accept it, allow it, and let it be, that's what he gonna do to you. The way you let that man treat you, and that man, how he treats you, he gonna know you got values or whatever about yourself, because he's looking at how he treats you and respect you. A man that disrespect a woman, or a woman that he's been with, that's because she's allowing that. He knows her character. Because a woman of mean stature and honor and good presence of herself, he know he can't come to that woman that type of way. That's why when you find men that say, man, I'm going home to my mom, you got to respect the man. He going home to his wife or his woman, his companion, because he know in the end, that's who going to take care of him. That's who going to wash his clothes, his dirty drawers. That's if something go down in the house, that's who going to be there for him. That's who going to cook. He in that bed sick, going to bring him that tea and lemons in that soup. That type of woman. I ain't talking about these heathens, these bird brains out here that, on some more type stuff. Worry about the wrong stuff. I mean, some of these women just really got nothing but a bird brain. I'm talking about it's incredible. And you got to ask, what was their background? Who taught you? You had your mama in your life? And a lot of them ain't got no home training either. Then you can see some of them eating like this. They eat, which that's what Indians and Africans, we eat like that. The Ethiopians or whatever, But I'm saying they're at a table. See, that's why you got some men that'll take some women to certain restaurants just to see their manners, or their table manners, their elegance. But one thing about a man, if he don't see that in that woman, he pretty much ain't gonna take her there unless he's trying to change her life. If he don't see that he can change that woman's life, he gonna keep her right there where she at. And there's low self-esteem and at the bottom of the barrel. That you know where them crabs at. Yeah, that man gonna treat you just like accordingly to how you allow him and let him. Yes, he is. But a bunch of y'all men, man, back to throwing that crossroad back on y'all. Y'all are very irresponsible. A lot of y'all are just irresponsible and don't care. You really don't care. You ain't got that strength that our father said. See, my father was a self-made mechanic. All that stuff, that new technology and stuff they got going on. My dad was a natural mechanic. And the whole neighborhood took, even my teachers took their cars to him. Heck, that's how a lot of times I got some good grades. Through your dad, such and such, yeah, that's my dad's shop. Yeah, the teaching. And if you don't get the teacher in the house, please go find you some better role model. Find the role model that's living a certain type of way. Find you a good role model. And that's female and males. A woman with 6, 7 kids cannot be a role model for me unless she's wealthy. If she's not wealthy, there's no need of me watching her. You know, unless she's, unless she teach me how to cook and do a few things, But y'all watching these fraud, they fraud on her. They fraud. But y'all, a bunch of you men, y'all just, I don't know. Y'all don't have that, you don't have that backbone. You don't have that father figure. And that's why so many broken homes are now. There are so many broken homes. There's so much giving up. And in particular in the black home, there's so many separated families. There are so many multiple baby daddies. There's so many multiple baby mamas. Because you're not taught to stick. Because y'all know back in the old days, you had kids or whatever, or you were married. That first marriage was the marriage, or that first baby mama. Can't nobody break that up. We're not allowing anybody in our family if it ain't them. But things are different now. Times have changed. Things are totally different now. I respect it because you can't just do that. But I know people gonna get mad. They probably done unsub to me. But yeah, y'all are. You got to know you are irresponsible, very, and you done gave up. You done gave up. See, Cupcake get on your head, cause see, I stayed on my brothers. They know they got the truth of a sister, and they younger than me. But they treat me like I'm their little sister. But I was on my brother's head. Plus, I was a little tomboy. I was on my brother's head. I ain't playing. Don't you give up. You better not. You better not. I'm your sister. You better not. You weren't taught or raised like this. And y'all ain't got that. Because y'all, a lot of these women today, they too busy. You know what I'm saying? Want to wear these tight ass clothes and stuff and switch their little rump around and thinking that's what matters. Baby, that will get you somewhere. But when it boil down and break down and when all that done passed and you done been passed around the block, in, out, to and fro, and used up in your monkey hole about this wide and about the deep as a tunnel, you gonna be like, see, that's why you got them Cardi B now. That's why she can't keep Offset. Offset know what he married, but the lusting of the outside, the lust of the outside will keep you in the devil's den. I said what I said, subbing like the cupcake up. It will keep you in the devil's den, that lust of the outside. But when you get into the inside, it's a rotten egg or a rotten apple. It's poison, baby. That's why Cardi B can't keep nobody. Plus, we know she was an old street dog. Somebody might say she hating on Cardi B. No, I'm not hating on Cardi B. Cardi B done she made a money. That's why you find these young girls when they stripper days, they street days over with, and they crying and sad all the time, and they got to drink or take these drugs now because they realized all of those youth years was messed up. They lived a type of way, and now they messed up. Now nobody don't too much want them now because you've been ran through. Ladies, stop letting these men run through you guys, because your hole ain't going to be no good. Then some of y'all let folk enter every hole on your body. Stop opening yourself up to these men like this, especially men that don't mean you no good and ain't got walks and means of life. They meaningless themselves. But you attract what you are too. Oh yeah, you're going to attract what you are. You're going to attract your mirror. You best to believe it. If you keep attracting trash, you're going to. That's why you find men, I want me a sophisticated woman. because they're tired of the street woman. They tired of that alcoholic. They're tired of that weed head. They tired of that blowhead, that heroin head, or that woman that just cussing or acting masculine all the time. For the men I know, they say they don't like the woman acting masculine. Then you got these women with the tattoos all in their face. How do you as a woman put a tattoo in your face if you're not wealthy or own something? Now, if you own something, own tattoo shop, you do hair for a living or whatever, yeah, put that crap in. But I can't do it. I can't do it no matter if I own something or not, because a tattoo in my face is a distraction. It means if I was of that world, of that dark world or that underground world, you gonna figure it out, because you know I'm a clown for putting a tattoo in my face as a woman. And if you walked up to my job, unless it wasn't on old bad warehouse factory or hot jobs that's in the summer, and y'all know the jobs I'm talking about, yeah, you could get hired here. Yeah, I hire you. Because it doesn't require much, but you're going to do some hard labor. Y'all ain't teaching these people. Y'all ain't even up in y'all statute and age and like, y'all are not teaching the old values and morals that what used to be. And y'all not preaching. Why would you get that in your face? Y'all don't tell these women, baby, baby, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. Why would you get a tattoo in your face? Now, getting them on our arms, back, legs. I mean, y'all even accept some on our neck, but you all cover all up, because I'm going to get a sleeve myself. I just ain't went and done it. I'm too lazy to go get it done. Oh, I'm going to get a sleeve. But remember, I'm up in age too. So my days of working is going to cease pretty soon. I'm not planning on working all of my life. And if I do, it's going to be some short staff stuff, some temporary type thing. If God promote and you know, extend my days of living of that age caliber. Real talk. You know, because who want to sit and work, live, and keep working all their life? But yeah, y'all need to, you know, we need to promote more positive, more high self-esteem, have more values about yourself. Real, I'm serious, and that goes for male and females. Y'all subbing like me up. You know, where does it extend? Even if you didn't have it in your household, find somebody that can uplift you and give you some type of growth. They say your GD, growth development or something, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, how do you walk around in your status of life and be content of certain circumstances and not trying to fix it? Fix it, KupcaKe. That's why I said, you know, you want somebody in your ear and on your head something. Some of y'all don't even want to listen. Some people are trying to tell y'all, hey, I know this for you, or you can do this, or why don't you go back to school and better your life? A lot of y'all don't want to hear that. But you will get on this social media platform and show out. You'll get on this social media and show it's the best thing that ever happened to you, because you're now what? Getting some type of attention. How do you find one? You're going to always find some followers. You're going to always find somebody to follow you, no matter what circumstance of life you're in. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not down in anybody. What I'm trying to say is not trying to fix what's going on. You're content in your habitation. You know, real talk. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you're in those nice neighborhoods and those people are doctors, are attorneys, teachers, judges, and they got to pay them mortgages or whatnot, or etc., and you get somebody that move in next to you in that Section A house, you're going to be pissed off. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because they not going to cut their grass right. They're going to play their loud ass music. They're going to be having parties. We having a thing with that right now in the South. These folks moving in these gorgeous neighborhoods, having these parties. You're bringing scouters to these people, beautiful homes, where they're paying to keep that trash up out of their area. But now you're bringing scouters to scout that neighborhood. Now your robbers finna come in. Your door kickers. Your folks that take your car. This a shame that you can walk out the door, somebody is still in your car, and you can't do nothing about it. You might as well. In fact, they put it at that camera, and they'll tell you, you better not come out that door. You come out that door, I'll bum your head off. Yeah, on your camera, still in your car. And some of them don't even wear masks. That's how bold it is down here in the South. I can't speak for anywhere else. I'm just telling you down here in the South, they would get on your camera like this. Yeah, you see what I'm doing. You see what, and I tell you, you better not come outside, and you better not. A lot of people done got shot and killed. The owners done got shot and killed for trying to protect their resources, their stuff. We don't work hard for this stuff. And you're hurt, you're angry. I had to go and win this. I was so pissed off at them young folks in there. I'm serious. They gave me some food with open packages in there. I was so mad. I went in there. I didn't cuss them out though. It's always a way of doing everything professional, but I put something on their mind. I went in there and told them, I said, let me tell y'all something. I said, y'all might think it's funny because young people and some of you old heads too, y'all always think something funny. Everything is not funny. It really is. Sometimes you got to be serious. And we could tell a lot of y'all think things funny because of the way you're living and your living status. But I'm going to give you to this 100. I went in there and the manager was in there. One of the managers didn't even want, because they knew what they had done. They thought this stuff was fun. But I said, let me tell you something. There is HIV and stuff out here. You put my health in jeopardy when you did this. And I told him, I said, there's nothing funny. I said, I help young men and young people like y'all every day. And you don't know what people do for a living or what they got going on behind closed doors. I was working not too long ago in the courts. And every case, the charges that you young people are getting charged with are insane. And then it's fentanyl that's going in the weed. And it's just not a good time to be on that dope out here. It's a whole nother. And you got them. Anytime you serve somebody fent and they don't know you giving them fent, you are a murderer. And you need to go to jail or you need to be executed. You need to be executed. And hear me again. I said when you serve them that fent and they don't know it's fent. That's what I said. Now the ones that's one in the fent, that's a whole nother different level. But y'all, and why, if I was a drug dealer, why would I want to kill the person I'm making money off of? Y'all, that's how stupid and dumb y'all are too. That's how stupid you generation is. That's how y'all think. I'm just going to make this $50, $100 today. If they die overdose today, well, I found another junkie. Well, let me tell you something. Everybody that's on these recreational drugs doesn't necessarily mean that they're a junkie. It's a lot of professionals that's messed up too. Oh yeah, you got some white collar people, some good business, grand business, and they messed up. That Benyon man that owned that casino was on their heroin bad. They overdosed him. The man had silver bars buried. Him and the girlfriend set him up. His own girlfriend set him up. They went out there and dug his silver bars up and everything. Read about it. Benyon, that owned the casino. I love that casino too. He was on that heroin bad. So everybody ain't poor and broke that's on them drugs, but you got to be an evil type of person to serve somebody some fent and they don't know they're getting fent. Why would I kill the person that's feeding me? Real talk. Y'all it's a lot of evil people out here. So evil. It's an evil world out here. Some of y'all need to get yourself together in order. You're too old to carry on the way you carry on out here. You're too old to say I quit. And that's why you attract what you attract. You're going to attract the blowheads. You're going to attract the alcoholics, the alkies. You're going to attract the cigarette smokers, sit there and puff on them cigarettes all day long. That's what you're going to attract because that's the way you live. That's your mirror. And I said it. That's your myth. That's your expectation of a male or a female in life. And again, that's why you get to me. I want me this sophisticated woman. Well, before you get to that sophisticated woman too, you better find out what's wrong with her as well, because they have issues too. Sometimes, and then you might can't mess with it because you ain't gonna be able to afford her. Because some sophisticated and women are means, you got your bag got to be right for some of them. But these hands with these low self-esteem, they'll pay you all day long. You know what I'm saying? They'll pay to get your love, get your heart, get you to stick around because they ain't been pretty much taught much themselves. But yeah, you can sub and like me up. It's just appreciation to the narrator. That's all. Just appreciation to the narrator. But a lot of you men, man, y'all need to, it's appalling to me. I mean, I just feel bad. I feel bad for this generation of men and women. I mean, they're not wanting much in this day and time. It seems to be a lack of aspiration and means of trying to do better in life and trying to fix it. A lot of people just throw the towel in, and you got a lot of men. They know they can't come home and throw the towel in. We got to work through this because you're going to lose everything. If you throw the towel in, why would you? It's so easy to give up, but the fight, it takes more strength, and it builds you up to fight. A man that holds his family together is a great man. If we gotta eat rice today and no meat on our plate and a side of cornbread, you are holding your family together until times get better. But to completely throw your towel in and this to happen and to be irresponsible after 40 is ridiculous. And I'm talking to healthy people. To throw your towel in and to fully become dependent and irresponsible, in particular as a man, is insane. Because my thought gonna be, who raised you? Is that how you were raised? You had nobody to say anything to you. You had nobody to say, fix it. I'm being serious. You had nobody on your head to say, hey, don't mess this up. You done had a second chance in life. Don't go back and act a fool. After you've done some stuff, now you're repetitionally doing it all back over again as if you're in your 20s. You ain't got them years no more. Those years are gone, left behind. We call it left behind. Move forward, march forward, move ahead in life. You understand? Move ahead in life. If you like me, Cupcake don't like to hear about all that stuff you did in the past. That's all it really. Show me what you're doing now. I don't care what you did back then. That was you back then. If you made $1 million back then, that's what you did then. If you had all this going back then, that's what you did. I wasn't in your era of your life. I'm in your life now. Show me what you can do now, because I'm going to show you what I can bring something to the table. That's what I'm saying. So show me what can you do now as a man. Show me if things crumble in like some crumbled up cornbread that I'm finna put in some stuffing. Show me how you can build this household back up. Now you got me. I'm the strength of it. We're going to build this one on some stone and bricks. But now I need to know if you going to fold like some wood or straw. Y'all be folding. You men are folding. Yeah, you are. You fold and you cry and there's nothing wrong with a man crying. Y'all women, let these men cry. They got feelings, they got a heart, and they got emotion. A man that show you his heart and emotions he got some sense. I'm gonna tell you that, women, do not taunt that man for crying or showing his heart to you or showing his feelings to you. Don't hurt that man. I'm talking about the weakness. Some of you men are too weak for a strong woman. You're weak. Yeah, you are. And you worried about the wrong things in life. You want to worry about what looks presentable. Seriously. Instead of handling your business on the inside and what counts. Some of you men, you got kids, you got grandchildren, and your kids, a lot of your kids already know, I can't call my dad. You know why they can't call their dad? Because they know what the dad gonna say. I can't do it. I ain't. Or I'm paying your mama child support. Now, let me tell you something about that child support. Depends on how many kids you got. For you men. Because some of y'all, see, I've been around some successful men though, but some of your child support $40-50 a month. As a man, you all feel a type of way. And then when that woman say that baby need more, y'all be, some of you sorry men are fuss about that. You got to be some type of way to pay $40-50 a month for a child, and that child asks you for something. But aside of the child support, just your child calling you. If I was a man or a grandpa and my grandchild or my child couldn't say, can you give me this extra, especially if y'all not living together. Y'all living in two different households. You ought to feel some type of way. Yes, you should. If a woman ain't got custody of her kids and that child, can you come support me today? Or can you do this? We dad been doing this today. Can you if that woman can't do it, she ought to feel some type of way. But I'm really speaking on you men. It's something to me with these men of irresponsibility that don't have the morals and values in the fight in them. You give up too quick. Why are you men giving up like that? Is it that you don't have the backbone behind you? You don't have nobody pushing you? What is it? Talk to us. Y'all shame to get in that comment board. It's cool though. I want to know. I don't know about the other women. I'm just, and this stemming off me just watching social media. I'm just, in particular YouTube, because I don't even just really be on Facebook. I be directly on this YouTube. I sure do. Right here. And I'm just looking. Why are y'all giving up so fast? So quick? Why are you so quick to give up and get content around your circumstance in life? Why? Your grandchild call you, Dad, Papa, can you help with this today? And I ain't talking about helping the mama. I'm talking about when you know when it's that child doing it, and you can tell, because see, you got some mothers that slick too. And you know it's stemming from their mother, because sometimes they be want extra money, play role, play game. Women play games too. Don't get it twisted. Oh, I know. They play games. But some of these men with their money, they pay good substantial amount of child support. You know what I'm saying? $600-700 a week. Even $500 a week is a lot. $1,000. I wish I could have got $1,000 a month for child support. $1,000 for one kid, but that's one or two kids or whatever. But women, y'all gotta stop having multiple daddies too. And then I'm gonna tell y'all something else with these women. These women got 4-5 kids, and you got the multiple daddies. And you ask these women, well, where they daddies? And some of y'all be so much lusting after how they look on the outside. They be so fine or whatever. You don't even ask them at first until it dawn on you that you spending a lot of money. And then you get to asking, where they dad at? And you don't see not one dad. How do you have 4-5 kids and not one pop show up? Not one daddy show up. But when that one daddy show up, if a man with a heart, he's bringing his child McDonald's or something. It's like I wonder, do you supposed to feed the rest of the kids? I don't know that concept on that. I just got one kid, but I just hear a lot of that going on. Do you supposed to feed all the kids? What if you can't afford to feed all them other extra kids? We got to stop putting ourselves in certain type of circumstances in life. In particular, you reach that 40 mark, and this go for male or female. Real talk. Responsibility in life is everything. It doesn't take much to be irresponsible. To keep fighting and challenging yourself is a grand thing, because you want to see how far you can take yourself. You want to know how far can you get yourself ahead. Can you cross those crossroads and barriers? And you sit back later on and say, look what I've achieved and accomplished. You know, I even heard some people say, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for that man, and again, ain't nobody never left me in my lifetime. There is no relationship of a man that has ever left me. So I've heard people say, if somebody wouldn't have left me this or left that behind for me, I wouldn't have certain things that I got or have, or you know. Let me say this though. Let's say if your scenario of what you're saying is what you're saying. I'm not saying it's true or you know what you're talking about. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to say what you're saying. I'm going to just give you your scenario. That's what I'll say. If they did leave me something, don't you got to maintain it? How many women have you left stuff to, and when you come back a year or two later, they still done held it down or kept it up, or still even got it? Can you come back a year or two later and that person has tripled the goods, or even maintained or kept it? What woman, do you know a woman that can keep it hold down by the grace of God? Or got the strength to do it? Or do she give up and say she can't do it no more, or she can't afford it no more because you gone out the picture, or you not around in the surroundings no more? And I'm just giving that as a scenario. Don't watch these people and look at these people on this internet, because they don't know what's going on with Cupcake's personal life. Tell you that right now. They don't know. So you're gonna hear this. If it wasn't for somebody leaving, ain't nobody left me anything. And ain't nobody really left me in no relationship or got away from me. But if that was the case, don't you gotta that female gotta maintain it. The male is gone. So now what? Or would you be one of them females that I can't hold it, they can't hold it down for a whole month? You be like, you bird brain, all you is an outside frame. Men, you better know what you dealing with too. Just like female, we better know what we got in dealing with. Because see, you got to know what you got on your side, on your team. Y'all got these bird brains in your circle and trying to pay their way in a relationship. And yeah, but you know, but ain't maintaining in their own life. Ain't doing what they supposed to do. A lot of them don't have their children, you know, which is in question. And a lot of you men, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. First of all, for yourself. Then when your kids or your grandkids, you never had your grandchildren, your children with you. As a man, how do you feel? Why do you give up so fast? Why are you men throwing the towel in so quick, swift, and fast? And you're so quick to say, I don't want a woman. We understand why you don't want one. You can't even take care of yourself. And you know a woman of meaner status is going to require certain things. And you just don't want that heartbreak. But what you will do is, you will catch that hourly female for a minute. Because it's fun to be around, and I don't knock you. The hourly rate woman, the website woman, the internet chick. You'll catch that one because it doesn't require much to get them. The internet website chick, the OnlyFans and all of that. And we know that they live a leisure type of life. So it's not, all you need is your cigarette, your blunt, your alcohol, or heroin, your cocaine, and some of them even on crack or whatever they need. And you pay them that little $40, $50. That's another thing they get going on. That's just it just, I don't even know, the brain. I mean, that $40 and $50 is ridiculous. How do you get? And some of them just will give it to you for free, and they hole be that big, that monkey hole, all the holes, the throat, the back door, all of it, everything just gigantic. Run a car up in there, or plunge it out. And some of probably do need to be plunged out because it don't smell right. A lot of y'all, they say you got odors and stuff around there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people don't even know how to purify and clean their body right. Your hygiene. Your hygiene ain't even correct. You're not even going to see your gynecologists and your doctors and taking care of yourself right. For real though. You don't even go to the doctor, a lot of women. And make sure your private parts are what they're supposed to be. You know, so worried about other things and other people's livelihoods. Stop worrying about other people so much. And look at your own self. Go look at yourself. I look at myself all the time. I reflect and look at things and see what I can fix and straighten out in my life all the time. Because ain't nobody going to live no perfect life. And for somebody to think they're better than somebody else is horrendous too. How do you think you're better than someone else? Because you're not. You pinch me, cut me, I'm going to bleed just like anybody else of any nationality. You know, I've been around in that surrounding. Folks thinking they better than others. Y'all, you walk in the room, you speak to people, you might not, nobody might not even say nothing to you because they think they're better than others. Now, I wasn't raised like that. I'm gonna be honest. You got some people, you could be dating people and you introduce them folks to them, your family, and they be like, what they do for a living. And then the old fashioned way. See, I still deal with people that ask about my parents. See, I don't know what y'all do in this new generation or whatever y'all got going on elsewhere. But I still, my circle consists of, now I want to know who your parents are. Your mom and your father, if they still around. And I'm the same way. I need to know somebody. You need to show me somebody. And see, you know, somebody. You have to show me somebody, your blood relative. I need to know somebody. In particular, your mother and father. And I want to know what they did for a living. How did y'all live? What was your circumstances? Because it's gonna put a lot into the relationship that you're gonna be in. That's why you see what's going on this internet. People done gave up. That's why you see a lot of it. It's the raising. I don't care what anybody say. It is what you came up from. If you were raised a certain type of way, a particular type of way, then you pretty much is gonna rub off on you unless you find that father figure or motherly figure that's gonna tell you the truth. And that's the problem. Sometimes people gotta tell y'all the truth. Quit playing on this internet. I mean, I see people in their almost 50 or in their late 40s or early 40s, and I'm serious. Y'all are not taking y'all life or livelihood seriously. You're playing. And to hear people go back and forth on this internet is horrendous. It's ridiculous. It's childish and immature. And you got a bunch of immature men on this internet. And I can't believe I called you the M-word, the man. You really are some boys. You some little boys. You some little boys. Slash, little girl, you act like some little girls. I ain't finna argue with nobody like that back and forth. You act like a bunch of little girls on here sometimes. Now getting on here ranting and speaking about somebody that done said something about you, I get it, cause I do that too. But I'm talking about to go back and forth, and when you look at this person how they living, and you look at that person how they living, and look at that, you be like, no wonder they're going back and forth with each other. They're pretty much all in the same circle. Their circumstances pretty much the same. Real talk. We see it. And ain't nobody saying, hey man, why don't y'all chill out on it? I got something for you. Hit me up off camera. I got something for you that's gonna make your life better. Or put it on there. But see, a lot of y'all don't even want to know or hear it. You done already threw the towel in. You feel like your life is already done and over with. You don't have the fight in you no more. You ain't boxing no more. You ain't got that Mike Tyson in you, and you females ain't got that Layla Ali in you no more. Because let me say this too. Just getting up going to work ain't just it. Especially if you don't have some kids, and then if you got grandchildren. But just say if you just got kids anyway under 18, they're not grown. Just getting up going to work is not responsibility. It's part of it. That's a percentage of it. You got some other things to do instead of just getting up going to work. A lot of y'all couldn't be in my circle personally though. To have fun, yeah. For that, to have leisure fun, to kick it. But just to just stick around permanently. And I know y'all don't want me in your circle, no way. But I'm just saying. Because when it's time to handle and take care of business, you want that person. You want the fun, the leisure side, and the business person. You want it all. You got to be well rounded. Especially women, we want our man well rounded. We want him fun, loving, caring, and we want him to take care of his business. And we want him to stand tall and bold and strong. And if he gotta cry sometimes, we want you to cry, baby. Give us your heart and your emotions. The women like me, we know, we understand. I'm of season. I'm what you call a seasoned woman. So I know walks of life. But what I don't want to see is a side of weakness. I can't stand it. When you throw that towel in and you weak as heck, no. I don't want to see no weakness. We don't, no. But cry, show your emotions, show your heart. But their weakness, no. You don't let the world tear you down. You don't let the burdens of what's... a lot of you need to put God in your life anyway. Anything that's not of God, of godly, if you don't have a certain type of spirit or about you, it's going to crash and fall anyway. And let me reverse it. You can have all of that and still crash, but it's going to be a different type of crash. You're going to come up out of that crash because you got the spirit of life walking with you. You carry something, you got something in there, and God sees that. He hear it. He knows. Y'all subbing like me up, please. I'm not on here for nothing. It's just appreciation to the narrator. I had to get this off my chest because it really got to me about these men giving up and being so irresponsible. A lot of irresponsible men on his web, on social media platforms, and you give up too quick. You do. And I don't know what woman want to be affiliated with that? The give up men. That's the generation now. Well, you ain't of this generation, you go the old generation, but you the give uppers. Probably because you ain't been taught to not give up or keep fighting or pushing. So then you become content with your circumstance and thinking it's okay. And it's not okay. That's why you have to get up here morning, noon, evening, night, all day long, all type of times and stuff, where others have to get up and go to work or go take care of their business. You're up on a website doing nothing. Now, if it's bringing you a couple of hundreds, thousands, I can't knock you. But if it ain't bring you enough 50, 60, 80, $125 and it's slow money like that, and you got to be a beast on here for that little money, that tells me right there, you ain't where you need to be in life anyway, especially if you reach that 40 mark, that 40-year-old mark. And they go for a male or female. It doesn't matter. Responsibility doesn't discriminate. That goes for all of us. It goes for me too. You know, man get locked up for 6 months. He done left the chick with the house, the cars, the apartment, or whatever. Come back, they evicted. Baby, what happened? I did this, I left such and such. Because she has no skills, no means. You know, she don't understand how to do it without you. Man come home, loses his job, or some done went down. The bag ain't what it used to be. He come in, well, we just gonna live outside. No, we ain't. Then you got females that are, you know what I'm saying, condone it. No, we finna go to plan B. Maybe we need to downsize. Now, I will tell you, I had to downsize in my life. Yes, you think I liked it? I had to downsize. Because you want to know why? Mismanagement sometimes will have you that way. But to accept and be content with certain things in life, no, baby. If God done gave you the strength, you keep on pushing. You keep moving and grooving. I talk about it all the time in my shorts. The motivation. If you're not motivating me at the age I am, because there's always room for more excelling, more motivation. And if you're not giving that to me, if you can't teach me anything, there's no need of me watching you or you being in my circle. Because I always can do better in life. There's always something for me, even if it's for you telling me you better save $40 this pay period. That's motivate. That's telling you to save money, whatever you can. If it's $10 a pay period, $5 a pay period. Y'all got to stop following these fraud folks. No, what I'm talking about. Follow who you want to follow. You grown. Follow who you want to follow. You grown. You're grown. Ain't nothing I can do about it. But a bunch of irresponsible men out here. I mean, it's just it's sad. It hurts a bit, you know, because now I see what's going on. See, I don't be out here in this outside world. I don't be roaming. I really, honestly, I done got up in age. I really just work and pretty much go home. And I go out every now and then. I went out the other night. When I was around the older crowd, it was pretty cool and nice. Went to one of the famous restaurant / clubs down here. It was pretty cool. But I don't go out because too much be going on, and I don't like riding the streets of the South 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, because I've already did that lifestyle. That's behind me. I got to keep moving forward. I don't have time for that. I'm a grandmother. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm an auntie, and etc. You know. So I got people depending and counting on me. They're looking up to me. You know. There are people I serve, believe it or not. I am a role model to some people, or may not possibly. I don't really want to be a role model. I just want to be an inspiration sometimes to do better. We all can do better. I need to do better in life. That's why I be laughing sometimes when they would get on her. She's an alkie. Now, I ain't no alcoholic. You might know some alcoholic females around you, but I ain't no alcoholic. Real talk. Now, your folks might be one, but I'm not. Now, we'll take a cosmopolitan now. A martini. You sure will. I don't pop no lid, and I don't pull up no cap. I don't go in no store and flip a cap off a bottle. And turn it, you know, some of these females, they'll sit there and turn the bottle up. You like, gazam. You know, no home training. You got some people that's ill-mannered with no home, old heads, the 40 and up bracket. Really 35 and up. But I'm just really speaking on the 40 and up bracket. You know, you might still be acting a fool in your mid-30s. I don't know, but you shouldn't be. Because your time is now winding up. You're about to be 40. But if you reflect and look on your life, and you done made it to the 40 bracket, and lo and behold, if you're 45, 48, 50, 55, and you look back and be like, what have I accomplished? What have I achieved in my lifetime? Please sub and like me up. It's just gratitude to the narrator. You don't have to get in my chat and talk back, but I would like a sub. You know, I would like a sub and a like. But you got to sometimes look back on your life and look at where you're at now and see what has been achieved and accomplished. Is it for the better or for the worse? Or are you still putting yourself in that bracket where it's meaningless? What do you do to try to make it better or make it right? You ought to feel some type of way if you're a grandmother or a mother or a grandfather or a father, and you know, when them folks call you or they need your help, I can't do it. You still ain't established in life a certain type of way. When do we learn to grow up? At what day and time, age, or stage in life do we learn to grow up? When do you learn responsibility? When do you learn to pay your bills? You know, that's law too, though. Paying your bills. I ain't telling you to pay them on time, because ain't no way I'm able to pay mine on time all the time. I will do it sometimes. But baby, when you're in that grave, you're going to be on somebody. What I'm saying is when you pay your bills, you pretty much know you're going to keep and maintain what you got. That's all I'm saying. It's a part of life. You know, it's designed that way. You men get in here, y'all throw the towel in on us, the rag. I'm going to get this about 2-3 more minutes. I just had to get it off my chest because I'm seeing a lot of malarkey and foolishness. And these are men. I ain't even really talking about the women. I'm talking about the men on this internet. What could you teach me? I don't want to hear nothing about me excelling on no YouTube. Unless I'm finna make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, teach me how to excel in my private life, in my personal life. What can I do better to help my lifestyle out? I know I watch on first. I don't know if something. But yeah, what can I do to help my livelihood out? Do I need to go back to school? Do I got a skill? And then sometimes I wonder if they can't get it for themselves, how do they teach their children? How do they teach their grandkids to do better? You can't, because you don't know. And there goes generation. Then you got this generation of curse. Then you got this generation of impoverishment. Then you got this generation of partying. A lot of y'all want to keep living that party life too. The immaturity. You don't want responsibility. A lot of y'all I'm saying, you don't even want to be responsible. You want to carry on the way that you're carrying on. And it's fun and cute to you. And I'm talking about men. Ain't that something? Men. But look, y'all stay blessed, great, grand, Fantastic. Big love who all tuned in. Gave me some likes. Hopefully something come up out of it. Because I wasn't trying to sugarcoat anything. And as usual, my messages are for me. My shorts are my motivation for me a lot of times. Because I've had people to motivate me in life or to stay on my head. Because sometimes, you know, and a lot of times y'all ain't telling some of these people, why don't you go back to school? And I'm talking about going back to school to go get your GED. Why don't you go back to school and go get that piece of paper? So then more opportunities will come for you. Or simply telling the person, why don't you go get this skill under your belt the right way instead of trying to do it bootleg or on the collar. So you can show what you done went for and get paid for your skilling and your certificate. But y'all too immature for me. Y'all play games. I'm talking about you little boys. Y'all are so immature. Oh my gosh, it's really a sad situation. There ain't nobody saying nothing to y'all. Ain't nobody telling y'all this or nothing. Y'all are very immature. Y'all like little girls. A lot of y'all do. Little boys. Don't no beautiful woman want to be able, unless the woman don't want much herself. Why a lot of y'all get kicked out of homes and stuff. Get kicked out of them women houses. You gonna get kicked out. Cause you playing. Folk got light bills, mortgage, rent, car notes, children. They children getting on their nerves. You don't need no grown man to get on your nerves. Then you gotta cook and clean and wash dishes and wash clothes and stuff. Then you got a man coming in your house playing games and getting on, talking about they getting on YouTube. What? See, so some of you women, instead of that man asking what you can bring to the, you need to ask them what they gonna bring. Y'all in this generation time, y'all got to ask the men what can they bring to the table. Cause Cupcake ain't gonna allow a man in her life no way that ain't gonna bring nothing to the table. So that circumstance is not for me. You just gonna automatically already know. And then some of you men, you can see the way a woman is living, and you already know that there ain't for me. I can't handle that. They got too much going on. You know who to go to. You better go to the blowheads and the weed heads. It's not much of a requirement, or the alkies. It's not much of a requirement because they live a leisure life. They like to eat party wings and spicy fries and stuff. That's what they eat. I can't obtain that food all the time. In fact, I don't stop eating hot wings. I don't know, something be with them. They be too deep. I don't know. I don't eat the hot wings like I used to. That dip stuff. What's that? I can't even dip that cheese and where they dip it. But I'm gonna have a good, nice drink of wine or I love my cosmopolitans and martinis. You'll never take me from that, boo. I'm gonna do that. You best believe Cupcake gonna do that. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care nobody how they think I feel. I know how to maintain, and I know how to do what I gotta do. But it's a bunch of immaturity going on these streets, though. That man Turk, the girl from Memphis he married to, Turk, I mean, he just need to be quiet. And I know she want to probably say something, but she done been through this so much, and she's a pretty girl. She done been through this so much, she gonna ride with her husband. That girl done had cancer and everything. Turk wife, see, y'all don't know that, but she's from Memphis. She done had, I think, cancer 2-3 times. That girl almost died. And they got kids, too. But he need to shut up. And I ain't never cared for Turk. Turk couldn't rap to me. He was not the voice of Cash Money Millionaire, whatever they are. I didn't too much care for him anyway. But that lady, I know she probably like, we finna go back to What we been? Here he go again. But she really can't say nothing because that's her husband. And they've been through this for years. Turk a good guy though. I've heard him speak years before, way before all this stuff. He's actually a good guy, and the girl is a good girl. I've seen her sell clothes and stuff on, years ago. That man has a good virtuous woman, man. The girl is a good girl, and she's young and she's attractive. But she's she's just the honor of her husband being the head. But see that man, another reason why she's following her husband too, because he just ain't gonna find other ways and avenues to get that bag as well. And that's probably the explanation. He was so much in Memphis so long, he really done kind of lost his know your accent. I can tell too. That's why that man said, you sound so Memphis. He is talking like he from Memphis. The man was here for years. Got his dope kicked in down here. Hiding in the closet. It's a blessing for they didn't shoot and kill him. You know I'm talking about, Turk. A lot of people live down here undercover. You just got to know people and know things that's going on down here in the South. There's so many good people with that bag down here. You don't know who you going to run across. They be downtown all the time. I used to work at the airport. Morgan Freeman and them used to come through there. Maxwell, and they'll tell us to be quiet. There's so many celebrities that come through this city. We are a gateway. Down here in the South, we are a gateway to the whole United States. You don't know who walking on the side of you, secretly and quietly. But a lot of times, you like now, it done got so violent down here. The places they used to go, you probably ain't gonna see them too much now. It's scary for our professional basketball players. But one of them they ain't gonna touch is our guy. I can't think of his name, the one that don't play for the Grizzlies no more. I can't think of his name, but the tall guy. He has a key to, he's a key to the city. You bet it's already out. Don't mess with him when he come through here. He be in South Memphis. Don't mess with him. Straight millionaire. Then Memphis kill they millionaires. They walk around in our city. Y'all kill them. Rob them and kill them. Yeah, you do. You rob and kill your wealthy people. Ain't that something? You got millionaires walking around you. They kill Pastor Floyd. People that's going to help your community, help your people, and help people, and you murder them. But man, I got some stuff to do, man. I'm gonna definitely come back. I know people didn't want to hear me or what she talking about. How can she tell somebody something? I could tell somebody something because I see the lack of inspiration on here, the immaturity that's on here. That's why I'm saying something. Because you got too many immature men on here that act like little girls. And content. Y'all can't say nothing about no female. You have no room to say anything negative on a female when you're living the way you're living or acting or carrying on the way you carry on. You're not even a man. You don't have the mouth to say anything about a woman. You don't even put the right role models in your life. You watch fraud and you uplift fraud and you secure fraud, fraudulent beings, fraudulent doings. And you donate to fraud. Some of y'all donate, I ain't seen nothing but donate and help men. Don't even help women. Won't even give nothing to, won't even buy a woman lunch. You ain't got to like her. And what I mean is in liking her is wanting to date her. It's nothing that you're meaning by it. You're just saying, hey, I buy your lunch today. I bought a man lunch before. And I ain't have no personal feelings or anything about it. It's just that it's just something to brighten somebody else's day. That's all. to highlight and brighten somebody else's day. You made that person feel good that day. A lot of y'all quick to give a man quick. Woman's right there. Right there looking at you. You can get the money to a man. Y'all need to take y'all life serious though. Y'all playing. Y'all out here. And that man in office, I ain't got nothing against Trump. He just doing what he doing. Trump gonna make a believe out of a lot of y'all. And y'all don't see it now. Y'all don't see it because there's still food on the shelves. But that food is bad too. When you go hungry, when you ain't got nobody to turn to, when you don't know how to live outside of the commercial life of living, you'll figure it out. Trust and believe that. If you're barely living that, let me shut up. I ain't gonna say that. Where your parents at, man? I still have to talk to mine. I still have to have that prayer, the praying hands. I still have to ask my mama questions or get information, you know. See, when you know your parents got a little sense, you still go to them. But if your parent, an old crackhead, old drinker, been in the street, they just really ain't living a type of way even now. They really can't say nothing to you. But if your parents in pretty much a decent type of atmosphere, you know, you're supposed to sometimes go back to your parents and ask questions and ask for help or something. I still been needing help. You don't think I do? Yeah, I'm about 8. I still need help too. Mentally and physically. Still have to call on my parents. And trust and believe, if at this age, my parents are, in particular my mom. For my mom, if I say I need this, that, and it will hurt me for my parent to say I can't do this. Because you're thinking they're up in age and their lifestyle should be a little better, and they understand that their kids are gonna still need them. That's why they still say we're their babies. Believe it or not, your parents, even if you're up in age, they still call us our baby. That's my baby. That's still my baby. No matter what we do, wrong or right. Them parents still be by you. Now they might, if you just constantly doing foolishness, they might shun you. But I've noticed a lot of women, they don't shun their sons, but they'll cut their daughters off. But y'all stick with them boys though, and that's why they act and carry on the way they do now. Y'all done baby them up too much. Y'all babied these boys up too much, and they have grown into an extra boy now. They not a man. And y'all gonna have to stop that. Y'all better stop. That's why you got what's going on in this world right now. Got a bunch of successful women out here that can hold and carry her own. Who doesn't want a companion or a wife or a husband to fulfill and live a good life with each other? And you know you in there, you done got sick, you can't hardly walk, and you done got locked up or whatever done happened, and you ain't got nobody to call or depend on. So let this social media fool you. That man, he that's why he's sitting there poking all them kids in that girl to keep her sitting down and dependent. That's why they do it sometimes. They're going to keep your barefoot. What they call it? Barefooting in the kitchen. Barefooting in the kitchen. Men will do that to keep you dependent on them. They'll just keep feeding you kids. You letting them put them up the seeds off in you, he gonna do it. And he know you can't go nowhere. Because who gonna take you with all them children? Now, if you was a Sharon Wright, Sharon Wright had 6 kids by a multi-millionaire. And she killed that man. But I'm just saying, when you doing it that way, that's different. Because you're going to get a substantial amount of money if the man leave or y'all break up or whatever. And Janet Jackson, oh my God, she got the grandest deal ever. If they break up after 10 years and if they have a baby, hey girl, she ain't have to work no more in her life. She came a multi-millionaire off her marriage for not lasting and for having a kid by this Arab. If that wasn't a hell of a type of deal. Baby, I could talk to this internet till I'm blue in the face. And y'all still ain't gonna get it. But y'all, you men are too immature for me. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's a bunch of immaturity. And for some of the men to stand back and say, hey, I'm letting this go and I'm stop doing it. I salute you to get out of the foolishness and the immatureness, because you got bigger and better things to go on in life. You got some things, you're just on to new things. But how can your role model be a fraud or somebody that ain't even up to par in their life? Everybody different though, you know. Everybody different. Everybody different. And when I was growing up, we were taught, me and my sister was taught, you marry, you have your kids in your marriage and stuff. Of course, things don't happen like that, but I'm just saying that was a value that was taught in my household as growing up. You marry and you have them children within your marriage, not outside of wedlock as they called it. I'm just saying that's what I was taught in my household. And we know this is not taught, because it's taught now to stay together 10, 15, 20 years without getting married. And people accept that. I'm not going to accept it, but people, that's what they accept now. And they accept having 5, 6, 7 kids and by different multiple people. If I was a woman and didn't have my children, I would feel a type of way. I would feel less than a woman. Or my kids didn't want to come around me. I would feel some type of way. You are mother, grandmother, the motherhood of it all. You that tree. Them branches be on them trees and stuff. You that vine. What mother doesn't want her children around her or never can get some type of custody, or your kids are not in your life? What pops or papa don't have his kids or grandchildren, or never ever keep the grandchild, or the grandchild can never ask for $100 or $50 or nothing? If you ain't in their child life, they can't. The only thing they gonna do is ask for some money. Quit getting mad because a child don't ask you for some money. You ain't been in their life. That's why they doing that. That's why the only time I want to talk to you is I need something. You can't get mad at them children about that. They're only doing that is because that's how they were raised. You wasn't there through the storm, so now I need your assistance. That's the type of relationship we got to have. And if you got that type of relationship, fix it. We can always fix it. We can't go back in time, but try to mend and fix some stuff. Fix it. Fix it, KupcaKe. Sometimes try to fix some stuff instead of giving in and throwing the towel in. You can't win like that. Find some people that's greater in your surroundings. That's another problem too. But hey, let me get up out here. Y'all have a grand blessed day. I hope this live, I hope it helps somebody. To be honest, I don't care if you took it the wrong way. I don't care if somebody thought it was personally in offense of them, but it wasn't. It was just a live. I just picked up on it and it came to my brain because I was watching certain things and I saw a bunch of immature dudes on here. I did. Irresponsible, immature dudes are wide, and then they got fraudulent beings that they adore. Sad situation. But anyway, have you a grand blessed day. I wish everybody well. I wish everybody blessings, kindness. Be kind to each other. Be loving. Women, let these men cry. Let them show their heart. Let them show their emotions. Don't do that to them men. A man come home crying. The man done pulled out his soul and done did all he can do for you. You care for that man and take care of him. And help him. Help him, strengthen him, and get him on his feet. Help him get back on his feet. Pick him up. Because he going to pick you up if he love you and care for you. He going to pick you up. And he going to make sure you have a nice life. He going to take care of you. And he not going to bring you down and say things publicly about you that's degrading. He may know some stuff about you, but he ain't gonna publicly say it. You know, couples take care of each other. They love, and something you're not gonna always be happy or whatever. You're gonna be mad because it's a relationship. But for the most part, when y'all come together, you're gonna be loving and kind, and you're not gonna be selfish. You're gonna help each other and make sure each other happy. Because if only one person happy, then you already know it's already set up for failure. But anyway, hey, y'all take care of yourself. You have a grand blessed day. I hope everybody have, take care of their business. Take care. Ciao, ciao.